Greetings Berserkers, FiOth here, and today is the day. The time has finally come for the game to be graced by the presence of the female Khazan, or Khazana, or Gazella, whatever you wanna call her. We're getting the Pathfinder package for people who bought the game since its release up to the 26th of June. And if you've done so already or you just snatched a copy, you will be getting access not only to this gorgeous lady but also to a few other goodies. Initially what I wanted to do with this video is go through the patch notes. It's not that many of them, but what I decided to do was make it a little bit more enjoyable for the eyes, so I will be showing you where you will be getting these goodies and of course how they look in game if you opt to use them, especially the new character. Now, disclaimer about this new character, guys: there will be battle cries and specific animations for her, but all abilities remain the same, and Neopol has said that the cutscenes will be unvoiced because it would have been very difficult for them to have the entirety of the character's voice lines recorded. Creating cutscenes, although it might not look the part, is one of the most expensive parts of polishing a game, and adding new cutscenes is a tall order, especially when it comes to voice acting, because you have to bring in the actors. Before we get to the nitty gritty, please help me remedy this. Many people have been enjoying the Khazan content since I started covering it, but not everyone is subscribed, so by subscribing you make it that much easier for me to bring my content to you, and of course avoiding it getting lost in the ether that YouTube consists of. Without further ado, let's get to it. So here we are in the crevice, as you can see the mail has come in. You go to this basket and you recover the Pathfinder package that includes the hairstyles and the new armor, and of course these come with the scrolls related to their construction. You just get them in order to be able to craft them yourself. That's doubly important when it comes to the hairstyles, because you don't want to use these hairstyles as a helmet. You just want to have them as a template in the transmog on the dummy by the smith. So there are two sets. One is for Khazan, is the Berserker one. You can see the stats here for more readability, and then there is a new one for Khazana, that is the Ghost Knight, and you can see the stats here. These two are not interchangeable between the two character models, so you cannot equip her with Berserker and him with Ghost Knight, but from what I've seen, pretty much every other set can be equipped by either character, so there is not much limitation when it comes to how you can build her. Here I'm on the transmog dummy by the smith, and you can see the Berserker set with the glowing eyes. This looks badass as shit. Awesome, and with pretty potent stats. Both of these sets actually sport pretty solid build crafting capabilities, and they are not limited by the type of weapon. Here you can also switch the character body type, as you can see, and the game states that you will not be listening to any female voice acting in the cutscenes, something that was to be expected. Once you choose to change your body type, you will go into a loading screen because it loads all the new animations, all the new assets, and then she will spawn in outside the portal in the crevice. We're gonna equip her with the Ghost Knight straight away, just to check how she looks, and then we'll take a closer look on the dummy like with the male Khazan, so we can pay attention to the details. Here she is in all her new equipment glory, and at the dummy we can have a closer look. I'm also gonna showcase the new hairstyles available. Now remember, there is no point equipping the hairstyles as gear pieces because they suck and their usefulness is finite. But here you can use them as templates for the transmog. So we have 3 new ones for Fem Khazan and 3 new ones for Khazan. I'm showing you a quick glimpse right now. For Fem Khazan, everything is new because it just dropped, but for Khazan, some people have been asking for short hair and stuff like that, so it will be interesting to see how they respond to that. Here is our boy with the new armor set and the new hairstyle that goes with it, of course. Then we have this straightened type of hair, pretty nice. We have another straightened but a little more intricate on the back of the head, and then we have short hair. He looks like a guy that would play in a new metal band in the early 2000s, but whatever, It's about preference. Some people will enjoy it. Now I'm gonna transition back to Female Khazan and take her into the training grounds to showcase the animations and the looks of the character, and most importantly, the war cries. As you can hear, she has her own distinct war cries, which is super important, because if she sounded like Khazan, that would be totally immersion breaking and no one would ever touch this alternate character. But she will perform all the actions that Khazan would perform, pretty much the same moveset, but a little more delicate when it comes to the walk and stuff. And of course, as I said, she sounds like a warrior woman and not like a burly dude, which would have been a huge deal breaker for the vast majority of people playing the game, and it makes total freaking sense. Now, of course, we know that Neopal never sleeps, and they have been rebalancing, readjusting, and fixing the game on the side. Let's hope that this patch will land in a healthy state. Here you can see the changes made to the rewards from Ultimate Challenge. Of course, I will list everything in the description. You can read it at your leisure. You don't have to listen to me read it out to you. Some changes were also made to consumables and boss battles. I will read the boss battles ones because they're interesting. The exhaust durations have been increased for Yatuga, Blade, Phytom, and Viper. They said they wanted to make the starting bosses more manageable when it comes to how long they would stay exhausted. So the duration of Yatuga's exhaustion has been increased from 5 seconds to 8. For Blade Phantom from 3 to 5. And for Viper phase 1 and 2 from 5 to 7. Especially for Blade Phantom, because he's considered a human, he would remain exhausted for very small amounts of time, and for some people, he used to be a roadblock. Now it will be much more manageable. Another difficulty, which is probably the most important, challenge and hardcore difficulty balances have been partially adjusted. Challenge difficulty, stamina cost during sprint has been reduced by half. I don't understand why in 2025 we need to have stamina consumption when running outside of combat, but if this also affects combat, it's really good to have. Hardcore difficulty, stamina cost during sprint has been reduced by half. Stamina damage increase rate has been reduced from 30% to 15%. Brutal attack damage increase has been removed. Damage received increase rate has been reduced from 50% to 20%. So they make it a little bit more manageable for you to stay on your feet when you take stamina damage, but they reduce the stamina damage dealt, and the brutal attack damage buff has been removed altogether. I'm not sure I'm very happy about this, because I like the high risk, high reward system they had working here. Granted, the damage received, especially when it comes to stamina, was ridiculous, and they seem to at least reduce the damage taken. But I loved it as it was. I had pretty much 65 to 70% of the game done during the streams this way, and it was a really fun experience. I can't wait to test how it will feel after this change. So peeps, thank you so much for watching this. I will be streaming Khazan probably a day after you watch this, and I urge you all to come visit the stream, talk with us about the changes, and discuss the game in general. Subscribe, like, and hit the notifications bell, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!